Hey everyone, quick question for you. When was the last time someone asked you, what makes you happy? And you actually stopped and thought about it? Not just the easy answer, the real answer. You know what I realized? Most of us can't answer that question. And that's exactly why we're talking about this today.
Right? And the crazy part? Learning English doesn't have to be boring. It can actually help you figure out who you are while you're improving your skills. That's literally what we're doing today.
Exactly. So if you've been struggling to have real conversations in English, or you feel stuck with small talk, this episode is for you.
Welcome to Easy English Conversation.
And today, we're talking about what makes us truly happy. And yes, you'll learn tons of useful English phrases while we do it. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a real conversation. Not fake, not robotic, real life, real examples, real English. And honestly, this topic is important because happiness isn't just some random thing to talk about on a podcast. It's your life. It's my life. It's what we're all looking for.
Mm-hmm. And here's something I noticed with a lot of English learners. They learn grammar perfectly, they know all the vocabulary, but when someone asks them a personal question in English, they freeze. They don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to talk about what they feel or what matters to them.
Oh, that's so true. I've seen that too. People are scared to share their opinions or their feelings because they're worried about making mistakes in English.
Right. But that's exactly what we're fixing today. By the end of this episode, you'll have real phrases you can use in conversations, confidence to talk about your life and your feelings, a deeper understanding of what actually makes you happy. And yeah, you'll improve your English naturally without boring grammar lessons. So let's start with something real. Name point. What made you happy this week?
Oh, wow. Okay. So, honestly, something really small. I was making breakfast this morning, right? And instead of scrolling on my phone, I was just there, watching the sun come up, drinking my coffee, just being present. And I realized that's it. That's what makes me happy. Not big things, small moments of being present.
That's beautiful. And that's actually a deeper point we need to talk about. The happiness lie we all believe. Here's the truth that most people don't realize. We're taught to believe that happiness comes from big things, right? Like get the perfect job, buy the nice house, find the right relationship, achieve your goals, get more money. But that's actually not how it works. Yeah, and the research backs this up. Studies show that after you achieve a big goal, you feel happy for like 2 weeks, and then you go back to normal. It's called hedonic adaptation. Basically, your brain gets used to good things super fast. Okay, so let me ask you, has that ever happened to you? You wanted something so badly. You finally got it? And then it wasn't as amazing as you thought? Oh my God, yes. I wanted a specific laptop for 2 years. Saved up money, finally bought it, and after like a month, I was back to normal. The happiness just disappeared. Exactly. So if big achievements don't give us lasting happiness, what does? Let me tell you the real secret. Yes, tell us because this is important. It's the small, consistent moments. It's laughing with a friend, having a good meal, getting good sleep, helping someone, learning something new, having a conversation where you feel heard, doing something you're good at, spending time in nature, creating something. These are the things that actually build lasting happiness.
And that's why talking about this in English is so important. Because when you can express these feelings to other people, you feel more connected. And connection is huge for happiness. Right. You're not just learning words. You're learning to share who you are with the world.
Why we hide who we really are.
Okay, real talk. Why do you think so many people struggle to talk about what makes them happy? I think it's because vulnerability is scary.
Oh man, yes. You're saying something that matters to you, and there's always this fear. What if they judge me? What if I sound stupid? What if my English isn't perfect?
Exactly. Especially when you're speaking a foreign language, there's this extra layer of fear because you're worried about making mistakes and being judged for what you're saying.
So, what's the solution?
You have to accept that imperfection is part of the process. Real confidence isn't about speaking perfectly, it's about speaking authentically. It's about saying what you mean, even if your grammar isn't perfect. You know what? People respect that way more. That's actually so true. When someone shares something real, even with mistakes, it feels honest, real, human. But here's the thing, and I want you to really hear this if you're listening. The happiest people I know, they're not the ones who speak the most perfectly. They're the ones who aren't afraid to be themselves. Yes! And they're the ones who actually connect with people. Because when you're authentic, people feel it. They respond to it. Let me give you an example. I have a friend, Marie. She's learning English, right? And she's not the fastest speaker. Sometimes she stumbles on words. But when she talks about what she loves, her family, her art, her dreams, people listen. Because it's genuine. It's real.
See, that's the power of authenticity. And here's the English benefit. When you're focused on expressing what matters to you, you're not thinking about grammar. You're just communicating. And that's when real learning happens. That's when you actually improve.
Okay, so now let's talk about your happiness, because I want you to actually think about this. Here's how to find and share what makes you happy.
All right, so if you're listening and thinking, okay, but I don't even know what makes me happy, don't worry. This is super common, and we have a simple exercise for you.
Yes, so here are 3 steps you can do right now, and then you can practice talking about this in English. Step 1, the small moments check. For the next 3 days, notice the small moments that make you smile, not the big achievements, the tiny things, like that first sip of coffee, a good song, a text from a friend, a sunset, finally finishing something difficult, learning something new, making someone laugh. Just notice them. Write them down if you want. And here's the English part. You're going to describe them, even if it's just to yourself. You're going to practice talking about these moments. Like, I felt happy when I had coffee this morning because the sun was beautiful and I felt relaxed. Use your English to describe the feeling. Exactly. You're building the skill of expressing emotions in English while also becoming more aware of what actually makes you happy. 2 birds, 1 stone. Step 2, the connection test. Next thing, who are the people you feel happiest with? Not who you should spend time with, who actually makes you feel good. Because here's the truth, happiness is connected to relationships. It's connected to people who make you feel accepted. And if you're learning English, this is huge because you should be practicing with people who make you feel comfortable, people who won't judge you for mistakes. Yes, so identify those people and then practice talking about happiness with them. Have a real conversation in English. Ask them, what makes you happy? When was the last time you felt really happy? And listen to their answers. Have a real dialogue. This is how you improve English and build genuine connections. Win-win. Step 3, the values check. Okay, this one goes deeper. Think about your core values. What matters to you most? Is it family, creativity, learning, helping others, independence, adventure, peace and stability, growth? Pick the top 3. Because here's what happens. When your daily life aligns with your values, you feel happy. You feel like you're living a meaningful life. But when your life doesn't match your values, you feel unhappy. You feel stuck. So the exercise is, Look at your life right now. How much does it match your values? And what's one small change you could make this week to align better with what matters to you? And then, talk about it in English. Tell someone about it. Because when you can articulate what matters to you in English, you become clearer about your own life. You become more intentional. The real truth about happiness. Okay, I want to end the practical stuff and just get real for a second. Happiness isn't something you achieve and then you're done. It's not like you reach a level and stay there forever. Happiness is a practice. It's something you choose every single day. And honestly, the happiest people I know aren't the richest people. They're not the most successful people. They're the people who show gratitude for small things, spend time with people they love, do work that matters to them, help others, are curious about life, don't compare themselves to everyone else. That's it. And here's the connection to English learning. When you focus on these things, your English improves naturally. Because you're not stressed. You're not thinking, I have to be perfect. You're just living and communicating and growing. So if you're on this English learning journey and it feels hard, remember this. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to communicate what matters to you, to connect with people, to express yourself. And that's beautiful. That's worth the effort. Yeah. And the moment you stop trying to be perfect, your English gets better because you're finally just being yourself. Useful phrases and words to talk about happiness.
All right, let's look at some phrases you can use right now to talk about happiness in English. These are real, natural phrases, not textbook stuff. 1. It brings me joy. This is a beautiful, simple way to say something makes you happy. Example, spending time with my family brings me joy. Why it's useful? It's more emotional than just saying, makes me happy. It sounds more poetic and sincere. And you can use it in any situation, personal, professional, casual conversation. 2. I feel fulfilled when. Fulfilled means you feel satisfied and complete, like you've achieved something meaningful. Example, I feel fulfilled when I help someone solve a problem. Or, I feel fulfilled when I create something beautiful. Why it's useful? It shows depth. It shows you're thinking about meaningful things, not just surface level happiness. 3. It gives me a sense of. This phrase is super flexible. You can complete it with peace, purpose, accomplishment, belonging, freedom. Example, playing music gives me a sense of freedom. Or, my job gives me a sense of purpose. Why it's useful? It's a more sophisticated way to express feelings. Very useful in English conversations. 4. That really resonates with me. Resonates means something connects deeply with you. It matches your values or your feelings. Example, that movie really resonated with me because it was about family. Or in conversation, when you said that, it resonated with me because I feel the same way. Why it's useful? It's a more advanced phrase that shows emotional intelligence. People will be impressed. 5. I'm grateful for. Simple but powerful. Gratitude is everything when it comes to happiness. Example, I'm grateful for my friends who support me. Or, I'm grateful for the small things, like a good cup of coffee. Why it's useful? Gratitude changes your mindset, and expressing gratitude in English is a great way to practice while being positive.
A simple pleasure is something small that makes you happy, not complicated, just genuinely nice. Example, reading a good book is a simple pleasure. Or, walking in nature is one of my simple pleasures. Why it's useful? It normalizes finding happiness in small things, and it's a very natural English phrase people use all the time. 7. I feel alive when. This one's powerful. Feel alive means you feel energized, excited, and present. Example, I feel alive when I'm dancing. Or, I feel alive when I'm learning something new. Why it's useful? It's very emotional and genuine. When you say this, people understand that this thing is really important to you. 8. It fills my cup. This is a metaphor. Your cup is your emotional energy. When something fills your cup, it recharges you emotionally. Example, spending time with close friends really fills my cup. Or, yoga fills my cup. Why it's useful? It's modern, natural English. Native speakers use this phrase all the time in casual conversation. You'll sound like you actually speak English. Okay, before we wrap up, we want to hear from you, because this isn't just a podcast. This is a conversation. So I want you to think about these questions and comment below. Question 1. Your happiness. What's one small thing that brings you joy? Like something you noticed this week that made you smile. Tell us in the comments. And don't overthink it. It can be something tiny. I'll start. Mine was my dog sleeping on my lap while I was working. Sounds simple, but it actually made me feel so calm and connected. Question 2. Your challenge. Second question. What's been your biggest struggle in English conversation? Is it talking about your feelings? Making mistakes and feeling embarrassed? Something else? Tell us, because honestly, your struggles help us make better content for you.
And you know what? When you share your challenge, you're going to see other people have the exact same problem. And that's so relieving. You're not alone. Question 3. Your next step.
Last question. Of the 3 steps we talked about, the small moments check, the connection test, and the values check, which one are you going to try this week? Tell us which one, and tell us why.
Because when you commit publicly, you're more likely to actually do it. That's psychology.
Okay, so let me just wrap up with this. You're on an English learning journey, right? But it's not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about learning to express who you are. It's about becoming confident enough to share your real thoughts and feelings with the world. And that's beautiful. That's worthy of the effort.
And here's what I want you to know. Your accent doesn't matter. Your grammar doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that you're trying. You're showing up. You're being brave enough to speak a language that isn't your first language. That takes courage. And I want to acknowledge that.
So here's your action for this week. Just one thing. Pick one small moment that makes you happy and tell someone about it in English. Doesn't matter if you stumble. Just do it. Because that's how you get confident. That's how you really learn.
And come back next week, because we're going to talk about something equally important. We're going to keep building your confidence, your English skills, and your understanding of yourself. You deserve that. So please, like this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Comment your answer to one of our questions. And maybe share this with a friend who's also learning English. Because you're not alone in this journey. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm named Bailey.
And I'm named Jason.
And we'll see you next time on Easy English Conversation. Keep learning. Keep growing. And remember, happiness is in the small things. See you again.